Hey there, beautiful souls. Whether you're single or in a relationship, this intuitive love tarot reading was meant to find you. If you're new here, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being here again. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for ongoing spiritual guidance. If you've been searching for answers, clarity, or confirmation, this reading may hold the message you've been waiting for. Ready to see what's unfolding? Let's dive in. Hey there, Gemini. This is your general intuitive love reading, and it is for mid-August. I have already asked for blessings for the reading, so we're just going to dive in and let's see what the cards want to reveal. All right, Gemini. Some interesting cards going on here. In your current general energies, you have the Intense card, clarified by the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Definitely something intense, something emotionally intense there. Something that is very strong, something that's coming on strong, perhaps something that's coming on so strong so soon. It's like a fire. I feel like there's some chaos there. I feel like there's some kind of drastic reactions going on there. I feel like emotionally something is very powerful, but internally conflicted. Intense suggests strong attractions or emotional fixation. But I feel like something is definitely, more than anything, it's overwhelming. There's overwhelming thoughts surrounding this connection. Overwhelming desire to have some type of independence with that Nine of Pentacles. A desire for self-protection. When something is too intense, we want to step back and protect ourselves. We would not walk into a, fire with flames unless, we really have to, right? Unless we know we need to save somebody and it's, life or death situation. We don't just walk into a fire and say, oh, let me give this a try, right? We protect ourselves from a flame, right? When we put our hands on the stove and it burns, we don't leave our finger there. We pull our finger back. That is the body's way of protecting itself. So I feel like there's some self-protection going on here. And all of this chaos, I feel like, someone is feeling that they are either emotionally trying to be self-sufficient, or they're trying to detach, they're trying to regain their independence. Because the Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, 100%, right? Saying, I've built a nice life by myself behind my own little walls here. Do I want this to be taken away from me, or do I want this to someone else to encroach upon this environment that I've built for myself, and it took me a long, hard time to build it? So I feel like, somebody is mulling that over. Eight of Swords says that when we are overwhelmed or when something is coming on too strong too soon or something is too intense, the immediate reaction is to want to fly the coop. And so you may be having some kind of, some overwhelm or feeling like you are tied or bound or that you cannot get out of something or you're overthinking it beneath the surface. At the end of the day, someone is feeling trapped, either trapped in the relationship itself or trapped in their own thoughts about a relationship or a potential relationship. So I do feel, interestingly enough, I do feel that although there may be some fog here, mental fog in terms of because you're overthinking it or whatever, I feel like fog starts to lift, or by the end of this period, it's lifting, and it's lifting off of your ability to see what this is in the terms of, is this a true relationship? Is this an illusion? Is this an idealistic type of something that really is never going to, be a real relationship? So the fog, I feel, will lift for you, or lift at least on your communications. So it makes it a really good time to kind of talk out something with somebody. Okay. I feel like if you talk it out with a person, now, if you're single and you're not in a relationship, but you're feeling this way because of the past, and then if you talk it out with a friend or a mentor or a colleague or whatever, or somebody you trust, then I feel like you'll be able to really start to see things and have a better understanding of what you're looking for. And if you are in a relationship, then it's the perfect time to talk it out with your partner. And definitely to have an understanding of, the past misunderstandings, or why it feels so intense and why you feel you need to fly the coop, or they need to fly the coop, or both of you do, or why your independence is perhaps the sticking point here. Okay. Now, if you are single, and as I said, you want to talk it out with somebody, just be aware, because my guides are telling me sparks could fly, okay, when you step outside of your daily routine. Okay, so be aware of that. I got that message. I have to give it to whoever needs to hear it. Won't be for everybody, but take it how it resonates. But be aware of that, because sparks flying are intense. Okay, and that might lead to what's in your challenges, which is the idealism card. Okay, and idealism card reads reality doesn't match identity. Okay, and or always searching for the one. Okay, or you love to be in love. That's what idealism is all about. So your challenge here is really balancing your emotional reality with the hope of something great, or the hope of a new beginning. If you're not in a relationship, idealism suggests that there's an over romanticized vision of what a connection or a relationship should be. Okay. Okay. Even at the same time, if you are maybe dissatisfied with maybe what you've had in the past, or dissatisfied with whatever it is, and you're thinking, oh, this next one is going to be better, or this next one is so perfect, or this next one, you know, this is what idealism is about. Okay. And that just an interesting challenge is to recognize that. Okay. You have idealism clarified by the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. And so, because you may be realizing the idealism, right? Because you might be saying, oh, I'm always searching for the one and that one is not coming, or maybe I'm realizing that this relationship that I am is too intense and I'm over idealizing it. I'm like just believing this is so perfect and I'm not seeing the reality for it, right? Remember I said truth versus illusion here. And because of all of that chaos, of the intensity of it, maybe it's time to take a step back. Okay. Maybe it's time to think about withdrawing. Okay. Maybe it's time to walk away because this is not a profitable relationship in terms of your emotions. Okay. Maybe it's not doing you justice. Okay. Because you want something real. Now, for some of you, it could be the realization that, oh, this is so intense and I love this intensity and great, I love it. Although I would think not because of the two clarifiers here. But if that is your situation and you think, oh, I love the intensity and yes, I'd love to be in love, but at the same time, you're waking up to the realization that then why does this relationship disappoint you? Why are you having feelings of being disappointed if you love it that much or it's so wonderful? Okay. So there is potentially a withdrawal there, some disappointment there, some desire to walk away for something new, because that's what the Ace of Pentacles is all about. Okay. It suggests the possibility of something new, something brand new. Now, for some of you, it could be the possibility of restarting this or rebuilding this in a truthful light and not so much an idealistic, illusory type of light. Okay. So, yeah, you could be, the challenge could be you want to try and rebuild it, restart it, but I feel it's more of creating something brand new, more stable. All right. We get in. Oh, so before we get into your outcome, my guides are telling me that the uncertainty here, okay, that you're maybe going to come up against as your challenge, okay, the uncertainty of should you release this, should you rebuild this, should you walk away from it, should you start a new one. I feel like, and my guides are telling me that one person here might be feeling more strongly here about leaving, while the other person is still secretly hoping for the renewal. Okay. Just all to say that both of you do not feel on the same page for me. And that is really important, is that two people have to be on the same page for a relationship to flourish. Right. So if you're not truly on the same page, then you do have to communicate about that, because you have to let the other person know, depending on where you're at. Maybe you want to leave and they're hopefully want to renew it. Maybe you want to renew it, but they want to leave. Okay. So clearly there is an imbalance there. All right. Let's get into the outcome. The outcome says acceptance, clarified by the Seven of Pentacles and the High Priestess. The outcome is interesting because it is a mature energy here of trying to be emotionally wise. When we look at the acceptance card, acceptance can be about realizing that you truly want to accept the person for who they are, or that they are going to accept you for who you are, right? And the real you, not the idealistic you. In other words, accepting the true version of what this relationship is and not the illusion of what it might be or what you want it to be, right? But acceptance is also saying you're accepting the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? And when you accept the good, the bad, the ugly, you accept the differences of somebody, right? Not just, how you're the same, but that the fact is that you are different. You're different people. Okay? And that brings a different dynamic to a connection, to a relationship, and that different dynamic is the part that is the truth. Okay. All right. Now, so there is some wisdom in this acceptance. And I feel like someone is surrendering some kind of control, which then allows things to unfold more naturally, which is great, rather than forcing the outcome. But you are giving this a lot of reflection with that Seven of Pentacles, right? There's some patience that you're trying to either show here, or they're trying to show here or have here, and you're evaluating things from a long-term perspective, as a long-term investment. So I do feel like somebody realizes that certain things cannot be rushed. You have to play this out a little bit, and that's very wise of you. High Priestess says, listen to your intuition, because there is deep knowing there. Your intuition never guides you wrong, okay? It always brings you the clarity that you need if we're listening to it and we want to follow it, okay? So there's definitely some listening going on there. Maybe you're having some dreams, they're talking to you, and you know they're there, you know what they're saying, and you're just evaluating whether or not you should apply it and how you should apply it. Final message here for you, Gemini, is acceptance is about bringing peace, right? When we accept something, it becomes a much more peaceful situation. So if there was chaos because of intensity here, and it was causing you to feel like, oh, do I stay? Do I go? I want my independence, what have you. The outcome has a little bit more of a peaceful feeling to it, because acceptance brings peace. And I feel like there's a bit more emotional significance given after you accept. And true clarity, right? True clarity comes through patience and intuition, all right? And just allow the hidden truth to reveal itself over time. Okay, that's the message that my guides are giving me, because as I said, maybe this cannot be rushed, but you need to get to the truth of what this really is. Okay. All right, my friends, that's it for now. I don't know who that's going to resonate for, but I hope something resonates. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It truly does help the channel out. I'm appreciative of your support of this channel. It does not exist without you, and I can't continue doing these readings without your support. I'll see you again very soon. Until then, please know I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.